fan. We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
All right, sentiment today. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Absolutely, the Blues hit one. And, oh, man, what is this doing? Okay, just a second. I got to do one more thing here. My thing is messing me up. Come on, you stupid. Boy, I'm telling you, the computer does not like me today at all. Here we go. Well, it's working there. Why is it working here? Press that and make sure it's working. Oh, come on. Oh, I shared it in that group. Why is it not working? Are you still there, buddy?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you and Wendy talk for a few minutes while I try and figure out what's going on with Facebook.
What's up?
And that. So give me just a moment. Oh, no. It looks like nope. Not yet. So give me just a minute or two. Hey, guys, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, coming to you live from Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm joined today by my co-host and co-patriot, Jeremy the Fox Miller, and my buddy, Windy City Hockey. I'm going to take a step back for just a second. You guys talk a little bit about the game while I try and figure out what's going on with something else. So it's on you guys.
All righty. Good game. I mean, the Blues came out firing. Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron both had a 4-point night. I mean, what more could you ask for?
I noticed that it was like a game of momentum tonight, just because both teams had the momentum and lost points in tonight's game. Second period, all momentum towards San Jose. And then when the third period came, St. Louis had all the momentum, and it led to them just basically creaming the Sharks in the third.
I'm kind of sad that I didn't pick either Ryan O'Reilly or David Perron for the pick'em contest, because I would have been making out like a bandit. But the Blues coming off of the loss yesterday to the Sharks, got one back, so they got 2 of the 4 that they needed. Now they go and face Vegas. I mean, what do you foresee in that game? Do you think Vegas is going to steamroll them, or do you think it's going to be a good, close game?
How Vegas has been as of late, they tend to keep their games more grinding and close. I've noticed this. How I've noticed it's been going for them as of late. But who knows? The game of hockey is very hard to predict when it comes to series that are now 2-game series for each time around, and it looking like how it is, it could be a grinding series between St. Louis and Vegas.
Yes, it could. Now, you are the Windy City Hockey. You are all Chicago. Yes. Let's talk about those Hawks. No Tays, no Seabrook, bunch of injuries. That obviously they're doing better than you expected. Next year, let's talk next year. Tays, obviously Seabrook retired. He's not coming back.
Yes.
But Tays will most likely be back. Maybe.
Yes. From what it's looking like, Tays right now, it could be a thing where he could be returning, hopefully closer if the Hawks make the playoffs. I'm hoping that happens, but who knows still.
Well, what I was going to ask is, obviously Kirby Doc might be – I don't know if he came back yet or he's on his way.
He's skating with the team. Doc's skating with the team as of right now. He's been practicing. He traveled with the Hawks for the 2-week road trip, which is good.
Yeah.
And his timeline was 4 to 5 months, potentially this season.
Right.
If he returns, he's ahead of his timeline as it sits right now, because he broke his wrist back in early January in the World Juniors.
World Juniors, yep.
And now he's potentially could be returning to the Blackhawks maybe in the next few weeks, hopefully, if he is practicing and his timeline could be helping the Hawks in getting a key position back that they have not had this season.
I was going to say, you've got the
Hey, do you see that? I hate to jump in on you there, Jeremy. You see this question, Wendy? Do you think the Hawks try and sign Mike Hoffman in the offseason?
I don't think so. The Hawks are still in a youth movement, and they were supposed to be a rebuilder this year. I don't think they will go after Mike Hoffman just because the fact they're trying to get their cap situation going properly with Seattle coming into the league. They have to protect some young key players and protect Taze, Kane, Keith, and Lakeinen. For sure, Lakeinen.
Obvious, Lakeinen. Now, I was curious. You brought up Duncan Keith. Do you protect him?
You have to.
But you've got some young defensemen in Rockford ready to go.
The thing is, the young players don't have to be protected because they haven't played enough games in the NHL. And Duncan Keith has a full no movement clause to his contract, so they automatically have to protect Duncan Keith.
Actually, that's not true. That is something that's not true. So there is one thing that a no movement clause does not cover. That's the expansion draft. He can still be left unprotected.
They have to ask the player to waive it. And the reason they have to, that's how it's supposed to have gone, because at the beginning of the year, everyone was thinking, well, they might have to ask Seabrook to waive his no movement clause so they can protect Connor Murphy. Well, with Seabrook retiring unofficially due to injury, he didn't play enough games to go into the season, and the last two seasons, he's automatically doesn't have to be protected, and it opens up a spot because his no movement clause basically is null and void. Duncan Keith, on the other hand, who has a full no movement clause, is automatically protected in expansion.
So who do you think's going to leave or going to be ending up going to Seattle from Chicago?
Well, it could be Malcolm Subban. It could be Alex Nylander. It's honestly going to be a younger player on the team. But who it is, I don't know. I'm hoping the Hawks protect Brandon Hagel over like a Nylander.
Yeah. Hagel's done really good this year. So is Pius Suter and Philip Kurashev.
Yep.
I think those three have been, other than, of course, Lakeinen and Patrick Kane being an absolute freaking beast this year, has helped Chicago cement the spot that they're in. And I don't see them losing that spot unless they absolutely go on a down tour.
Yep. It's an interesting thing. Right now they're sitting 5th place in the Central Division because how it sits. Yeah, they've won 2 out of their last 9 games, and it's made Columbus jump into 4th and the Hawks down to 5th with the same amount of points, but Columbus has the OT points.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But
hey guys. Okay, so I'm back. Hey, you guys had a great conversation. Really, really good. So let's talk a little bit. First of all, Wendy, I actually do love talking about the Blackhawks because as they are a rival, it's good to know about your rival. It's good to know what they're doing. And it also gives you an idea. There are a lot of players that have played on both sides of that rivalry, and that makes it fun as well. A lot of people are talking about the pick'em contest. You want to know how upset I was today? I didn't even pick in my own damn contest. Yeah. But normally, if there hasn't been a goal score, I will let a late pick go. There were 2 goals scored before I realized that I hadn't picked, so I wasn't going to go and do that. So I did get it fixed, so now the Facebook can join us. At least a few groups should be able to join us. We'll see some Facebookers coming in. Cool. I do have to cut it short at 30 minutes. And I wanted to say something. This show, I put up her picture, is for Ashley Jones. She is our absolute Hall of Famer, and I wanted her to know that we appreciate her so much that's why this show is dedicated to her today. This is a good win for the Blues, actually. This was a win when you look at it in the overall scheme of things. First of all, you get down by 1. You get a goal taken away, so you lose that 2-goal advantage that really could have changed the not the outcome, but the emotion of the game.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Could have definitely changed the emotion of the game. And then, damn camera. Man, I'm telling you what, technologically today, I'm just having one of them frickin' days. And then you also have the second period where you give up a goal, right? It's 2-2. Yeah. You've played 1-goal games with this team, so it doesn't seem like you have, no matter how much better you are than them, that you're able to beat them handedly or outright. And then all of a sudden, you got the pressure in the third that you needed. And I think that third period is awesome for carryover to Monday.
Yes.
Right? And that's what they needed. They needed that carryover for Monday. Wendy, I know you were talking a little bit about it. I didn't get to hear everything. What do you think is going to happen Monday? Do you think that this momentum will carry over for the Blues on Monday?
I don't know, because it could potentially, but it is Vegas. They are a team that likes to grind it out, and they are a momentum killer when it comes to teams. And Vegas is one of the teams that knows how to kill any form of momentum for a team even coming into a game. It could be a caught off guard type of moment if Vegas doesn't come in and play like the Vegas Golden Knights have for the past 3 years in the NHL. But who knows, honestly?
I mean, you talk about momentum killers. 2 nights ago, the Sharks were up 3-0 on the Knights. And then the Knights scored 5 straight.
Yes.
And one of the unlikely goal scorers was Ryan Reeves. What? I didn't even know he could actually shoot a puck. I thought he just
can't. And it absolutely, the puck probably hit his stick, and then with all that momentum, bounced the other way.
Reeves has stone hands when it comes to shooting the puck, it seems like.
Yeah.
Well, he has stone hands when it comes to shooting the puck, hitting somebody else, hitting the wall, hitting. He just got stone hands, period.
That boy hits you, you are done, and you know it.
You know, I get in a lot of trouble from the York family because they have a very personal connection to Ryan Reeves. I'm not as big of a Reeves fan as everybody else is in St. Louis. I mean, you know, I love when he did the thing in Dallas. I really did. But there's this, I want a guy to be more than just, I want him to have more than this. And I don't mind this. I don't. But if you're going to have this, right, you need to have be that front presence. If you're going to be that guy, your ass needs to be around the net all the time. And he isn't. He's looking to stir shit up. Pardon me. Stir stuff up. But not be around the net. Be that guy in the net front presence. And Roland's right here. He was the new Twist. Right? Yep. Tony Twist didn't know how to score a goal either unless it hit him and bounced in the net. And that's fine. At times you need that guy, but I'd rather have somebody that can lift the fist, but also know how to put the puck in the back of the net.
Like a Bob Probert.
Yes.
Yes. Right? Probert, rest his soul. May he always rest in peace. Mm-hmm. Probert was one of those guys that you just knew if he was coming after you, you were in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And he scored goals because of that, because people stayed out of his way.
There's another guy that's just like that, and I hate to say this because it's killing me inside to even try and say it, but Tom Wilson.
No, I disagree.
Yes.
I disagree. Tom Wilson is a stain on the game called hockey.
Yes,
I'm
but
sorry.
He can score.
Maybe he can, but his toughness, his toughness is because he is dirty. And I'm sorry. You take the dirty away and maybe, but he's so dirty. This is Marchand. This is Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand is an incredibly skilled player, but I don't think he deserves to be on the list of top 50 because of his antics. His antics, to me, if you put him on that list, you just amplify his antics. You make him okay. You take him off that list, and you take him off that list because of his antics, you make his antics go away. You take Tom Wilson off the tough guy list because he's dirty, he's no longer going to be a dirty guy.
No, I unfortunately cannot agree with that. I think he'll always be a dirty guy. He's the scum of the NHL. I agree completely, but the man can shoot a puck.
Yeah.
That. I was only bringing that up because you said Reeves can't shoot, Twist couldn't shoot, Probert could fight and shoot, and Wilson's just like that. He can fight, he can be dirty, but he will get you goals if you need to, and it kills me to say that because I hate Tom Wilson so freaking much.
Yeah, Wendell Clark. Here's a good one. Wendell Clark was a guy that did both, and I'll go with that. Yeah. Yes, I'll go with that. Tiger Hunter. What was his name?
Tiger Williams.
Tiger Williams was known as the tough guy, but oh my God, he had some really soft hands on the stick. He really, you remember when we talked to Jamal and he said that guys get the skill coached out of him?
Yeah.
Tiger Williams got the skill coached out of him because he was big, and he was mean, and he was hungry.
Yep.
He had. I've seen some of those goals. He had some soft hands. And I don't mean soft hands in a negative way.
No,
Brett Hull has soft hands.
Right.
Gordie Howe had soft hands. Wayne Gretzky had soft hands. These are guys that could feel the puck on their stick.
Yep.
That's what I mean by soft hands. Wendy, I think you agree with me, right?
Yeah, I agree. And also, and it is true, there are players who knows how to grind it, play the grinder's game with the more skill to their game. And it does lead to, those are the more threatening players on the ice. Andrew Shaw, earlier in his career, he was actually one of those type of threats when it came to grinding play and getting the puck in the net.
Yeah.
And now, ever since he's had a lot of concussion history, his game has changed, and it's kind of hurt him over time.
Who were you talking about? I missed the name.
Andrew Shaw.
Okay.
There's another former Blackhawk, but now he's a Colorado Avalanche player, and that's Brandon Saad. Saad's got soft hands, but he likes to get dirty too.
Not so much when it comes to that style of play. I know whenever Saad played on the team both times, he was Coach Q put him out there with Taze and Hossa to get that scoring line going and have a skill line of just pure offensive defensive hockey out on the ice. Then when Saad was traded back to the Hawks, Saad, his game changed just because he had more, I feel like more pressure because he was traded for Artemi Panarin, who was a Calder Trophy winner and just a pure all-around sniper. And it's I wonder if he had more pressure on him because he knew he's coming back to the team who drafted him, won 2 Stanley Cups with, and then he ended up having not as good a production when it came back.
Yeah. There's a bunch of, I mean, Saad never really dropped the gloves or anything, but he would get dirty in the front of the net.
Oh, yeah. Up front of the net, he was a danger when it came to causing tips or even screens of the net.
Absolutely.
Hey, I got a question for you, Nick. I know I've asked you this before, and I know you don't feel like you're much of a writer, but I'm wondering if because I know how big of a Blackhawks fan you are. you could give me a list of your top 10 Blackhawks.
Top
And
10.
let's see if I can help you write an article about that. What do you think? Right? Because I think that's something. Two things here. A, I think it's something that'll help you out with writing, and I can get some. I can, give me your Blackhawks and give me just a little, like a blurb about why, right?
Okay.
And then I can. We can work on an opening together. I can send you something and have you make changes and do that together. I would really enjoy doing that. And not only that, it would let people know that my site is not just a Blues site, that it's a hockey site, and that we're opening up more and more.
We're definitely opening up.
Maybe this will help. And I think because I know that you're looking at broadcasting too. So this will give you some time to get, because trust me, I've already been told, and I know this for a fact, you can't broadcast without having a pen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd really love to do this with you if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I have to find time to do it just because.
We'll figure, it's not, this isn't something that's time, got a time, got a egg timer on it. It doesn't have to be done tomorrow. We can work something out. And we can, go back and forth with each other. But I'd love to work on that with you. And the thing about the fan report, and I mean this, I call it the fan. I say it's the St. Louis fan report, but it's really the fan report. And the fan report is just that. It's a report that we give to fans, from fans, and about the fans. We want to get topics that the fans are excited about. And I'll guarantee you that there are going to be just as many fans, Blues fans, excited about your top 10 list as I think Blackhawks fans would be excited about my Blues list, because as much as we are rivals, it's good to know about each other's teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that's where I'm going with this. And today's game showed me a lot. Remember at the first intermission, I asked you, here, this is kind of what the second period going to be. How could it go? Because the Blues have had trouble figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
It actually went better than I could have expected. You say, well, wait a minute, you gave up a goal and you were tied going into. You're right, but we didn't give up 2 goals. We weren't behind, and even after giving up that goal, we didn't. Laddie said it yesterday, and it's so important. They trusted the system.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
That was something you want to, and this is how well I know Coach Q. You want to get your butt sent down to the minors, do something that wasn't system related. Do something that wasn't part of the system, where you went out on your own without trusting the system. It wasn't like, oh, okay, system's not working, we can try this. No, if you didn't trust that system, if you didn't give the system a chance and went out and did something on your own, even if you scored, there was a good chance you were getting sacked.
Yeah.
Right? Nick, you're as much of an expert on Q as I am. Right or wrong on that one?
Pretty true statement there on it. But when he came to the Hawks, he did have a little bit more of a difference to his style of, like, mistakes. If you make a mistake, you're going to get benched, but he will give you a second chance. But he had more of a leash on the player, I've noticed. Yeah. And that, I think, is the same way now with Florida. He does the same thing there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, we got about 5 minutes left. Unfortunately, I have something I have to do today, so I got to cut this short right at the 30-minute mark.
Right.
Nick, can you tell us about your channel and what you do and some of that stuff so my fans know about it and have an opportunity to check you out?
Certainly. Over at Windy City Hockey, I basically talk all things Blackhawks. It's Blackhawks talk by a fan for a fan, where it comes down to every night, every game for a review. I review each game in a total. It's all one take just because I want to get that full emotion out on it. Previewing the series, I do it now since this season. It is a series base for each game. I have done it where I'm doing a preview for the series, unlike if it was a normal season, I preview each and every game. Then, if there's any news or topics that the Hawks made, like a trade or anything, I will cover that and get that out there as soon as I can. And then I have a few fun videos, like I talk about jerseys, unboxed jerseys. This is being the most recent one I unboxed. And then just keep it relaxed whenever I have a chance.
Yeah, hey, I gotta ask you this question, and I know you don't have a lot of time. I really got to bring this up. So we've talked a little bit about the emblem, right? And you know, the Blackhawks emblem with all the things going on. I know that, and I know. Do you think that they should change their name or adjust the emblem in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think so, honestly.
I want to just bring up. I want to bring up one thing, and I want to bring this up in the fairness of devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know that a lot of the argument for the Blackhawks name is that it was after the military unit. You know, that's. I'm sorry, that's like saying the Mustang car wasn't named after a Mustang horse.
Yeah.
Right? It was. It's still, the Blackhawk was named after the Indian named Blackhawk. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say because you named it after, because we named it after this, but that was named after that. You can't get away from that. And second, and this is kind of important, that emblem was drawn by a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
So it was originally very cartoonish and it was not a representation of the original person.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking, and don't get me wrong, I don't mind the Blackhawk name, but I would like to see the emblem change more to the face of the original person.
Yeah, I could see that. It's just,
keep the Blackhawk name and actually make it a Black Hawk.
No, there was a Indian named Blackhawk. That's what it's actually named after.
I get
Right?
that, but with as much as we ain't got the time for me to go into the rant that I want to, but Miami of Ohio were the Red Hawks. They had a Red Hawk Indian as their mascot before. They changed their mascot to a actual Red Hawk. They kept the name, but they made the hawk red and left the Indian out.
Okay.
The Hawks,
you know what?
The Blackhawks could do that. Just put a Blackhawk. Because you can't change the name
I
of
get
the
it, a hawk.
Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Right. You change the name of the Blackhawks, that's like changing the name of the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah,
They're not
I get
changing
you.
the name.
Well, here's what I just, you know what, Fox, get with Brock. Me and Brock this can be Brock and the Fox with the Hawaii Blues fan for the next Brock and the Fox.
Absolutely.
And send Nick an invite too. Follow Nick and send him an invite. Let's get him in, because I'd like to get an actual team, a fan of the team who is in that, who has to deal with that. Would you do that with us, Nick?
Wait, what was that again? My side broke out.
Basically, me and Brock, who is a writer for the Fan Report Media Group, we do a weekly podcast about the NHL.
Okay.
Guy wants to be on it, so that way we've got the three of us, and then I would invite you in on it, so then we'd have a bigger platform and more time to talk about this situation. Because, like with Chicago, you know, the Blackhawk Indian or a Blackhawk, you know, either that. Like me, I'm dealing with it with Cleveland. They're talking about changing they already took away Chief Wahoo, and they're making it to where they're about to change the name from the Indians to something else. It's like, why? It's the Cleveland Indians. There's the reason they're the Indians. But neither here nor there. We don't have the time for it. But I would love to extend the invitation to you. I'll get your information if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, I have to give it some thought.
Okay. No, Nick, I get it. I understand. It's not an easy subject. I get that. But the good thing, this is what everybody forgets. Sometimes the most important thing to do about a tough subject is to bring it out and talk about it. And this is something that I've breached before. I got kicked out of a group. Or I got my post. I almost got kicked out of a group because I put a poll about changing the Blackhawk name because I wanted to write about it. And this poll went through the roof. with comments and all kinds of stuff like that. When I had to repost it without allowing comments, no one voted on it. So I couldn't write the article that I wanted to write. So I really appreciate the opportunity if you would give it to us. And we can work on it later. It's something we can work on.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it.
You know, and I know your work schedule too is kind of harder too, because we usually do this on Mondays, but we can kind of go from there. Right. And we may have to push it a day or two. Say again?
I'm basically in full swing in final semester and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So.
Okay, and that's why, you know, we can always shelve it or bring you in at another time to talk about it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Right. So hey guys, this is my time. I want to appreciate both of you guys for coming. Can't wait to read more of your articles, Jeremy. You're doing a great job. Nick, thank you. I needed help today, and you were the only one that raised your hand instantly and said, I'm going to come help. I appreciate that. And it just shows the respect that we have for each other. And again, thank you so much. So guys, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next Blue Note Fan Report, and look for my top 10 blues. That's coming out tonight, tomorrow morning. Aloha.